Welcome to day 22 of Finding Avalon's Pacific crossing. We've had a lot of things break, including human beings. We're going to go to the hospital in Hibaroa literally the day that we hit land.
Wait for the tide to take me out. Wait for the sky to let me down.
Welcome to the story of three sailors taking the long way home to Australia on a 38-foot boat called Finding Avalon. 2,665 nautical miles across the Pacific Ocean. It's been 22 days at sea now. We've got 485 miles left to cover. Each day the same, except not the same at all. You never really know what's going to happen out there at sea. Just wait and see what Neptune feels like delivering that day. I guess that's why they call it the sea. We've had a few casualties on this passage. The preventer broke 3 times. The main halyard snapped mighty dramatically. The mainsail cars came out of their tracks, inconveniently at the top, so we had to pull the whole thing down to fix it. We haven't known how windy it's been for 16 days, as the wind indicator has snuffed it. And the lazy bag broke, so Avalon's looking rather scruffy. We've even broken our captain, which is probably the gravest of all breakages. I'll fill you in on that story in a short moment. My name is Xanthe. I'm first mate on Finding Avalon. I'd like to welcome you aboard for a day in my life on the Pacific Ocean.
You're listening to On the Wind, the podcast about offshore sailing. I'm your host, Andy Shell.
How you doing there, sleepy pool?
Good, how are you? Well, we got some waves. Welcome to day 22 of Finding Avalon's Pacific crossing. My boat is in tatters, look at her. Yeah, it's been a really eventful crossing actually, nothing like the Atlantic. Sea state-wise, this is the first day we've had like this. It's been really mellow actually. We've had probably maximum of 15 knots really of breeze every day, and then swells no bigger than 2 meters at any one time. So today we've woken up to some conditions, but look, the last couple of days we were kind of in a bit of a lull. We had about 8 knots of breeze, and yeah, the no wind thing wasn't fun for 2 days. We had to actually put the engine on at night, and I'm actually really grateful to be back sailing today. Yeah, I can't actually tell you how windy it is today because our wind aches broke on week 1. So we've just it's just been an enigma of how windy it's been every day. We've just had to guess. So my guess today is, I'd say it's ranging between 18 and 23 knots today of wind. Yeah, this crossing's taken longer than we hoped. We were actually supposed to be arriving today, but we've got 5 days left, so that's been due to a number of things. And as a lot of you will know, we did a rescue mission quite early on in the crossing, and we've had a lot of things break, including human beings. Yeah, we're on a bit of a stormy, angry sunrise watch. I brokered a deal with Jackson that I would do half an hour of the end of his watch if I could steal his sunset, which has been working quite well for both of us, I think. We're actually on fixed watches now. We started off on a rolling watch. We've moved on to fixed watches just because someone got hurt. So they're on antibiotics and can't be in the sun. So basically, we've scheduled our watches around the sunlight. So yeah, well, I can't tell you the wind speed. I can tell you the boat speed, and we're going between 6 and 7 knots. So I'm quite happy with that. That'll get us to the pizza. The radio's going off. Copy, but not coming in loud and clear. They said that they were going to email me because it wasn't coming through loud and clear, but if they're radioing us, that means they must be able to see us, which is crazy. Crazy. Just the chances of bumping into each other again in the bloody Pacific Ocean are very slim, so they must be in line of sight if we can pick them up on the radio. So I'm just logging onto our Iridium Go email system. Yep, we can receive emails at sea. It's ridiculous. So yeah, Gia, the boat that you just heard on the radio, they're our buddy boat. They're friends of ours. We left on the same day and said that we'd look out for each other, and we have been doing that. So Gia were the ones who had the problem with their rigging, and we went to help them a couple of weeks back. And yeah, it's crazy that we're within radio range again. So we couldn't quite make out what they were saying, so we just agreed that we would email each other. And I can't see them, but they must be kind of a little pinprick on the horizon. We'd been tracking Gia for the whole passage, and it was nice to see that they were only 5 miles off our stern that morning.
You know that love is what you see, so it's time you hug me.
Gia had mentioned in their email that they had just gone through a nasty squall, so I waited for the inevitable.
Some firewood will warm you up, a bottle of wine and the talk won't stop. Be sure that I'll be here all night, so it's time you hug me and kiss me, my love.
I could really use a third brief right now, but I'm happy to leave. Every time I try and do it, we drive, so. Alright, just put some dry clothes on. Handed over the baton to Alexa, who's now standing in the rain. The squall's gone though, so the rainbow should come any minute. And the captain is... Hello.
Hello, nurse. So it's been a pretty tough 6 days, everyone involved. I've had a pretty serious injury here, which you've just seen. It was very unlucky. Sure, it probably wasn't the best idea to make a lure out of serrated metal. It's got some nice reflective tails here. At the same time, the way things played out wasn't that great anyway.
Our friends Abby and Ro from Sailing Inspire had taken us on in a homemade fishing lure competition.
What do you think we got, Jackson?
I've got no idea.
Funny thing is, we really did want to catch a fish that day, so we had put Bubbles, our super expensive pro fishing lure, on the other rod. But turns out Jackson's homemade coca catcher put Bubbles to shame.
Look at the size of him! Shit! Whoa.
We prioritised wrangling the wahoo into the boat before tending to our wounded soldier. Jackson had a laceration across his leg that was worryingly deep, and he was suffering from a bit of shock.
Get
you an ibuprofen or something, just to, because when this kicks in, it's going to hurt. The 1,100 miles we had left to cover suddenly felt like 11 million.
That's so good. Got a cut probably about that long.
Careful. Yeah.
Very deep. So, yeah, a little bit worried considering we're 10 days out from landfall. The Pacific Ocean. My 2 nurses on board.
I think you're quite happy. Your lure caught the fish.
Yeah. Abby, Ro, Alan, Dave, Zach, Brendan,
Kim.
Pick me one.
I think I won.
Braced up so it can't move past 10 degrees.
After Jackson was patched up, we could now pay attention to the monster that lay on the scoop deck.
Yeah!
Oh, it was so worth it, wasn't it, Jackson? Oh my god!
I don't know about that. So, I guess the one benefit of getting injured on the way is that I've now an absolute having to do the cockpit clean.
And I've got to believe the bloody giant shark.
Alexa's officially retiring all fishing rods.
We use this. Yeah, we use this.
Yeah.
Look at the size of these things. Still weighs like a bloody 8-year-old child. Got hands turning it over.
We definitely have a new strategy for landing big fish. Possibly just cut the line. But yeah, I mean, the wahoo was the complete length of the swim platform, and that space got very tight very quickly when there was me and him on there
And
while
slippery.
he's thrashing. Yeah, after he cut my leg, I still had the gaff and had the leader in my hand, and then there was blood everywhere, plus the water. I almost slipped off as well, which would have made life a lot worse. But we persisted with the fish, and got him under control, gave him a very quick execution, and secured him to the back of the boat, and then dealt with the leg.
Obviously realised how stupid we were for using a tin can with sharp edges as a lure. So I emailed the other guys in the fishing competition and said, just making sure no one's got any materials that could maim a human being on their lure, and they had all made theirs out of tin cans. So yeah, everyone's redesigned their model. Just wanted to put a word out there for any aspiring fishermen who are using homemade lures. A, they work, they really work, and B, soft fabrics only. Happy fishing! Alright, I'm going to change this bandage. Alexa made a fantastic splint out of a coat hanger. How resourceful is she? Our trained mountain guide, Alexa, she waited for the wound to stop bleeding and then applied some steri strips and just stuck the ends of the steri strips with super glue so that they don't budge, and oh, you can see a bit there. Seems to have done the trick. It's actually looking great. I mean, it's looking awful, but it's looking great. So yeah, so we're gonna see how these hold out for the crossing, and then we're going to go to the hospital in Hibaroa literally the day that we hit land, and we're going to try and get some stitches and hope that everything looks good under there. music again. The rods are going back out. I'm using rasta squid today because there's lots of white caps on the water, so if I use anything too pale, the fish won't see. So who's going in?
Is that what the fish have told you?
Yeah. I talk to fish more than I talk to people. Just jumped on Watch for the Afternoon and very pleased to say it has calmed down a treat. So yeah, we've still got lots of breeze up, so I feel like it's more in the 15 to 17 knots range, which is more manageable. And the rain seemed to have buggered off as well, so lovely afternoon to be had. The guys are exhausted from today, they're both asleep downstairs. Yeah, sorry, I'm really embarrassed that I've basically spent my whole 6-hour break sleeping. That never happens, honestly. I'll normally be doing lots of things. A bit of yoga, writing my diary, playing music, playing the ukulele, fixing things, cleaning things, but yeah. Today was a chill one. It is amazing how when the sea state's like this, everyone's so subdued. It really does whip everyone into shape. It's not seasickness so much, it's just exhausting. So, anyway, I've just downloaded the weather report and thought I might show you what's going on for the rest of the trip. So for those of you who aren't literate in these kind of maps, we've got our scale here of wind, purple being extremely light, hardly any at all, and grey being catastrophically strong. And it's all measured in knots. So what we really want to see around here is kind of yellow verging on orange. So we want kind of the 15 knot mark to have a really good full sail. And as you can see, that's exactly what we've got. So that's us today, and this is our destination. And if I press play, this is how it's all going to play out for us, hopefully. So off we go. So we've pretty much got 15 knots of breeze all the way, which I'm really happy about. The thing that scares me slightly is that when you get to the second, the third and the fourth, there's going to be about 20-30 knots blowing through the Marquesas, and the anchorages there are supposed to be rather exposed, so it's potentially going to be quite uncomfortable. Other thing of note, when I was doing my 3-minute rig check this afternoon, noticed another bloody broken thing on the boat. Avalon's Genoa has a little tear through the UV strip, but because it was so sopping wet from today's non-stop rain, couldn't fix it. So hopefully the rain isn't going to return and we can take that up with the Dacron. We've made some really good ground today. We've only got about 420 miles left, which is so exciting. That's nothing, that's a piece of cake. So yeah, bring on the sunset. What do you want for dinner, Alexa? It has to be Wagyu based.
Fish curry.
Fish curry, okay. Oh, it's lovely. Lovely. Just took the reef out of the jib only, and apparently we're doing 6 to 7 knots. So I'm just going to leave the 2 reefs in the main because probably going to make it a bit more manageable for everyone during the night, because it's quite stressful sailing goose winged because it's so sensitive. Like the likelihood of jibing or backing the Genoa is very high, so a couple of reefs will do us good, I think. Yeah, we'll be there in no time.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, pizza,
Ice cream.
cold craft beer.
gonna be alright. I've been caught in time. I want you to know that I love you so.
Alright, fish cakes made with the wahoo that tried to kill Jackson, otherwise known as Slayer. Does it feel good to be eating your nemesis?
Oh, yeah. When it's cooked up like this and it's delicious. I wouldn't call him my nemesis. He was in a pretty precarious situation, fighting for his life. So there's mutual respect.
Poor Slayer. Poor Slayer. There he
I
is.
put a hook in his mouth and a knife in his head, so it was fair.
Well,
And I almost ended up as dinner as well for him. So
yeah.
You almost ended up in the ocean.
So it's been slim pickings for sides. Got a bit bored of cabbage, so I thought we could have beetroot and onion in balsamic vinegar. It's quite nice. Thanks for joining us for this one, guys. Next time you see us, we'll be in French Polynesia.
I wanna travel the world with you, counting the stars.
If life on Avalon looks like something you'd enjoy, why not consider becoming one of our patrons and be in with a chance to win a week on board?
Counting